Hi everyone, my name is Abby Bishop and I'm a resource special education teacher at Mokulele Elementary School for first grade. This is the unit that I am doing with my class this week. We use Wonders by McGraw-Hill, and on the Wonders site you can assign students work. So I started to create a Google Classroom, but none of my students have emails because of their young age. And then I thought about doing Edmodo, but McGraw-Hill and Wonders provide everything for me. So I thought, you know what, this is the most simple and realistic way. So I've provided the login information for you to access my class and my assignments. So this is a little bit about my blended learning unit. For my learning unit, I decided to go with the station rotation model because it fits best with my class. What we are already doing, we do stations. We haven't necessarily done a lot of collaborative work, so that's something new for my students. And the online instruction, I actually haven't used Wonders a lot. I just kind of figured out how to add student accounts and things like that. So this is one of their first experiences getting to practice the skills from the week using their own computer. A lot of times we did it together on the smartboard, but I found that this is the most effective way to give students the practice and allow them to work at their own pace. So one of the components that I researched and that I do during my station rotation is small group instruction. So small group instruction has been proven to be more effective than just whole group instruction because it allows teachers to target certain skills with students and differentiate instruction within the entire class and within small groups. So teachers lead small groups and they're better able to scaffold student learning and support students, whether it be through intensive reading interventions or phonics skills, or you can even use small group instruction, in any subject. And my class is relatively small, so my group sizes are about 2 to 3 students. So that's proven to work really well with my students, and I'm able to implement interventions pretty easily during this time with students. In collaborative groups, this is something new for my class. So students are going to be working together, and it's been important that I build them up for this and help everyone feel comfortable and build a classroom climate of collaborative work, respect, and partnership. So supporting positive group interactions I found is very crucial because I could have students, that have a tough time with this, whether they're lacking confidence. But when I prep the whole class and build up positive group interactions, I'm able to have positive experiences come out of this collaborative work. So students have to be taught how to be passive. I found this really interesting to hear because, we really do have to teach students to sit and attend to our whole group activities, but active learning through this collaborative work helps students own their learning and really helps them become engaged. So I found that it's really important to have collaborative work. The online instruction component is really where I get that blended learning in. So technology really has enabled me to really individualize instruction. I do the best I can during small group instruction, but this technology really has provided the key to individualized instruction. Blending teacher instruction and computer instruction is where everything kind of comes together for students. I'm able to provide that human element for them, but the technology provides that engagement and specific practice on the things that they need. So it takes more than just the technology, it's pedagogy too. We have to think about how we're going to deliver these units. When I organize my units, I connect what students have learned and what the theme is and the different components of what we're learning. And I also blend the curriculum, pedagogy, instructional strategies, and specific learning activities all together through the units. I fuse the learning together and I help students produce new learning through multimodal environment. So, jumping into my unit, I usually do a short whole group instructional component, and then we break up into our station rotation. So here's Monday. On Monday, we start out with the unit overview and start talking about how we can be community contributors, and we look at the story of Martin Luther King Jr. to think about ways historical figures have been community contributors. I go over the week's spelling and sight words too. And then we jump into the station rotation. So at Technology today, students are working with their sight words, they're working with phonemic awareness and phonics too. So getting in a lot of practice with all the new skills they're going to be learning this week. Here's the phonemic awareness, and here is the phonics blending, which is kind of like an Elkonin box. Then during collaboration, students get introduced to the collaborative work they're going to be doing this week, which is coming up with ideas to make the classroom a better place. Students decide who's going to be the recorder, the illustrator, and the group leader. And then at small group instruction, I work more intensively with Elkonin boxes, and I like to use letter tiles with my students because it kind of gives them a hands-on practice with spelling their new words with the digraphs SH and NG, which we're focused on this week. On Tuesday, I start out with one of the writing components for this week, which is capitalization of proper nouns. Then we jump into station rotation. So tech students are working with phonics, again, identifying digraphs at the beginning and ending of words. During collaboration, they are going to listen, read, or read and listen to this story, Kids Can Help, and think about how kids can help out. And then after that, they're going to think more about their inquiry-based project where they're considering how they can make the classroom community a better place. So during small group instruction, we do a close read of this story, Thump Thump Helps Out, which goes along with the phonics and the theme of the week. On Wednesday, we are going to be reading Nell's books together and thinking about, the theme of the week, and as well as the phonics and the sight words. During technology, students are going to be again practicing their sight words. They're going to be doing phonemic awareness and phoneme categorization, and then they're going to be building sentences with their sight words. Students are also going to be collaborating again and beginning to develop a foldable with their new ideas about the classroom improvement after they reread Thump Thump Helps Out together to start turning their motors and getting them thinking about community work. During small group instruction, students are going to be working with me on structural analysis of syllables. On Thursday, we'll review for our spelling test, specifically looking at those digraphs. Students will start their station rotation working at tech on vocabulary and practicing that structural analysis we did the day before on closed syllables. During collaboration, students are going to be making a list after they reread Nell's books. And during small group instruction, we'll take the spelling test. I found that this is the perfect way for me to see where students are struggling and where they have really learned their spelling patterns of the week. On Friday, students and I will think about all of the books we read throughout the week in the text and compare and contrast them and think about how they relate to our own lives. During tech today, students will work on Lexia, which is an additional program that allows students to work at their own level and indicates areas that they're struggling in, where I can supplement their learning. During collaboration, students are going to be preparing to present their project and reading the story of Martin Luther King Jr. again as they consider how it impacts their project and how they can have an impact on their community. During small group instruction, I'll be quizzing students on their high frequency of the words from the week, and we'll be building sentences with those high frequency words together. If you'd like to access my online learning unit, I'd love for you to check it out. Just go to the connected.mcgraw-hill site and click on my class, and then you can sign in as me. My password is 5AppleCircle, and then just go to the to-do right here. When you go there, you can click on the green circle with all of the assignments, and you are welcome to check them out. This week, I posted all the assignments on the same day so that you can see them as you'd like. Normally, I'd post them or have them go out the day that students will be working on them so they're not so overwhelmed. All right, and here are my references. Thank you all, and I look forward to hearing about your blended learning units as well. Thanks.